Hello, gentlemen, and welcome to yet another episode of the Gentleman's Club. I'm your host, Marc.Antomattei, and in today's episode, I'm bringing you yet again another episode of Whiskey Versus, in which I pit two similar whiskeys against one another to see which one comes out on top. And in today's episode, I'm going to be putting the Macallan 12 years double cask up against the Macallan Fine Oak triple cask matured. Both of these come from the same distillery. They have both been distilled for the same amount of time, 12 years. But the only difference is the way they've been matured inside of their selective cask. The double cask has been matured inside of American and European oak with seasoned with sherry, and the fine oak triple cask has been matured inside of European cask, seasoned with sherry, American cask, seasoned with sherry, and American cask, seasoned with bourbon. Both of these are Speyside whiskeys coming from the Highlands, and these are from the Macallan, which is one of the top tier whiskey distributors throughout the world and one of the best selling. I believe both of these, I could be wrong about this, but I believe both of these are chilled, filtered, but neither are colored. This is the natural color, which is nice. And both are 40% ABV, so very, very similar. I think I already have an idea inside of my head which one I like more, but that goes without saying. I don't know that for sure until I put them to the test. Now, this may just seem like the next video inside of my whiskey series, but actually I'm picking up the recording just literally seconds right after I finish the review of the Fine Oak Triple Cask Matured. And this was the glass that I had that in. So the first thing we're going to do is take off the top here. And we're just going to pour a single of that. This water here was to clean my palate. I should try to have these matching the glasses. I had already drank a little bit of water right before I turned on the camera again to conduct this second review. All right, so I think the way that I'm going to do this, since I just finished conducting the last review with the Macallan Fine Oak, it's only natural that I have this first, just to not confuse the tongue so much, I guess to say. The smell of this one is quite nice. Very light. A little bit of sherry inside of there, but not so much. I feel like this one might be on the nose a little bit more intense than this, but you know what? Why don't we just check? I could tell you already on the nose, the Macallan Fine Oak Triple Cask is a lot richer, and it smells a lot more like something than the double cask, which smells a little bit like nothing. This one is very sweet. A little bit smoky, but not so much. A little bit. I use heavy in a. I have to use that, make sure I'm using that word correctly. This is heavier with flavor on the nose than this one is. This is a lot more defined, and this one is... You really have to try hard to try to pick apart what it smells like. This is not sweet, or... maybe a little bit of honey inside of there, but who knows for sure. Anyways, the real test comes with the tasting, and we might as well just get on with that. Like last time, no surprise here. Very light on the tongue. Most of the intensity comes in the finish when you swallow it. And that's when you get a little bit of the sherry, get some honey inside of there, and some fruits. Not citrus fruits like a majority of the whiskeys that I've been trying as of late, but just fruits as in fruits. Quite nice. You know, this is starting to grow on me. This is starting to grow on me. In just that short, small span of time. For when I conducted the review over this one, I did 2 tastings. I said my little piece, and for this video, this is my 3rd tasting of this, my 3rd helping. And each time I put it inside of my mouth, it just gets better and better. I'm not so sure about how this is going to turn out. Not so sure about that anymore. This is a tough one for sure. I don't know how to call this, so I'll tell you what it is. I'll tell you what it is. The Macallan Fine Oak Triple Cask Matured is a much better nosing experience, and on the tongue it's better, but the finish is not quite as good as this one. This one on the nose, it leaves a lot to be desired, but it's not bad by any means. It passes my test of not smelling like ethanol. That's all I ask, is that I don't want anything to smell like ethanol on the nose. So this does pass that test, but it's not quite as good as this one. On the tongue, a lot lighter than this. You could barely taste anything, but when you finish it, it hits you with that sweetness that just the sweetness. It's like candy. All right, I'm chewing now, still trying to find a little bit there. A little bit of honey, little bit of vanilla. Light fruits inside of this one. Not as fruity as this, but light fruits. I'm going to have to say that this one is a draw. You get something completely different from the both of these. Now, what I was hoping for, this is the honest truth now. What I was hoping for is that one of these was going to completely blow the other one out of the water. That way, when I decide if I wanted to ever get a Macallan again inside the future, which I probably will, then all I need to do is just focus just my train of thought on just one and don't have to worry about getting two whiskeys or having two whiskeys at the same time. I could just focus my concentration on one, and that would keep things simple, but this is not keeping things simple for me. Yes. Whew, two completely different tastes. They beat each other inside of different categories, but I can't really say that there's an ultimate winner inside of this one. But what I'm thinking is that what is going to decide an ultimate winner for me? Maybe the finish, quite possibly the finish, because long after I'm done consuming a whiskey, this is what's going to stay with me throughout the first part of the day and inside of my thoughts and inside of my mind. And I'm going to think back, that's a good whiskey. That's a good whiskey. This is still with me. I want to come back and try that again. Maybe the finish, the aftertaste might be it, but who's to say? It's all up to you, the reviewer. Just inside of my personal opinion, you can't go wrong with either. I think I'm going to close out my review like that. You know what? Right before I close out the review, I have a little bit left of both of them. You know, I've had enough to drink already. I was thinking maybe I should just pour this inside of there and just form a super whiskey, my own original blend, so to speak. And then that's where I'm going to find the best of both worlds. You know what? I've already conducted my review. I decided that they're about the same. You know what? I should have had this inside the nosing glass. Put that inside of there. Just for fun, just for kick's sake. Put a little bit of water inside of here to help open it up. A little bit cloudy. Switch this around just a little bit. Have a nice sloshing inside of there. Let's have this super whiskey for fun just to close out the video. I'm loving this. Okay, I'm not going to get any awards for being a master blender or anything like that. That was completely weird. That was awkward. But might as well finish it since I made it. Anyways, gentlemen, that is all for today. Make sure that you drink responsibly as usual. Salute, and until next time, gentlemen, keep it classy.